What's up, Libra, Sun, Moon, Rising, and Venus signs? Welcome to your September monthly tarot reading. These are going to be general messages for those who strongly resonate with the sign of Libra, though I highly recommend you watch for your rising sign. So this is specifically geared towards Libra rising. These are going to be messages. Please come into the tarot reading with an open heart and an open mind. You are accountable and responsible for all your own actions and decisions. This is optional advice or guidance meant to motivate, empower, inspire you. If the messages that come through don't resonate, feel free to push them aside. You may choose to revisit them at a later date. Sometimes tarot messages make more sense in the future. All right, let's try and have some fun for Libra. Shuffle up my deck here. Here we go. For my Libras. Starting off with the Wheel of Fortune. Badass. I love it. I'm using a new deck called Tinseltown Tarot. Well, it's new to me. It's not a new deck in general, but ooh, all right, cool. So bottom of your deck is Page of Wands. So anyway, Tinseltown Tarot, there's a nice little Hollywood theme going on here. So I felt that was appropriate for my Libras. So happy early birthday, first and foremost, because some of my Libras are born towards the end of September. So let's see what's going on in your reading here. There's a King of Swords coming in, so possibly a male suitor. Yeah, absolutely. It seems like there's flirtation and passion. Let's see, but then it goes to the Nine of Wands. So what's with that? So somebody here though is indecisive. I feel like this might be you, Libra. You might be indecisive on moving forward with this person as like the one. So it could be that you've been dating for a while and it's being or it feels like it's headed towards a place that is about exclusivity. Like you guys are like going to be a firm couple or put some sort of title on it. Not that I'm saying you have to, but it sort of seems like maybe it's gearing in that direction. And so with the Nine of Wands, you may be kind of feeling that pressure of like, am I actually ready to be in this committed partnership? And if you already are, it might be headed towards marriage or some sort of like long-term contract or partnership. You can always choose to view that as like a business contract, but for a lot of you, it does feel romantic. I kind of like this Hangman, the way it's depicted. It seems kind of like you sort of love the chase of it. And I'm not saying that's true for all of you, but I definitely think that's true for some of you. You're like loving the attention because this feels like a relationship where you're finally getting the communication you deserve. You're not always like checking your phone to see if they're going to text you back. It's like they make the first move or they're very quick to respond. So I mean, my gut impression is that I think you have a good one here and you do need to trust your gut instincts. Possibly some Aquarius or Scorpio energy, though it certainly doesn't have to be. But this, I don't know, based on what I'm seeing, especially in like your dating sector, Nine of Cups, it seems like this is the type of person who wants to court you and do it right. They want to treat you right. So with your Nine of Wands, I'm sort of wondering like I think the idea of, and I certainly don't mean to say this is true for everyone, but I am reading for like the majority of what's coming through in the energy. And what I'm getting is like the idea of, love and marriage and the baby carriage, that all seemed great. And then it actually arrives and you're kind of like, wait a minute, like, is this it? It's like for a lot of you, you've been waiting for this moment for so long that now that it's reality, you're sort of like not trusting it, or you're wondering if it's the right match, or like just the idea of having to say goodbye to the dating world. Part of that, there is like a mourning and there is a loss, and it's not a bad thing, but it's a different chapter of your life. And I think the universe is saying, are you ready for this? Are you prepared for this? Are you willing to go all in on this? And the High Priestess says only you know the answer to that. Again, you have to trust that gut instinct, that intuition. It's almost like the idea of sort of feeling maybe a little bit overwhelmed. Because there is some sort of fear associated with this, more like psychological fear. It could be that you grew up in a household that maybe wasn't super stable, or that there were boyfriends and girlfriends between, mom and dad's dating, this and that and whatever. Like it could be that you didn't come from like the traditional like nuclear family, like let's pretend everything's perfect. And if it doesn't have to do with mom or dad, there's some sort of stigma maybe about your dating life in general, where it hasn't been all sunshine and rainbows. So when something good comes along, it feels great, but there's almost like this self-sabotagey kind of like, I don't know if it's like, do I deserve this? Or if it comes more from a place of like, this is too good to be true, so it must be. So let me look into that a little bit deeper. There might be something unusual or untraditional about this partner or person that is in your life or that comes into your life. They're very worldly. They're very well-traveled, or they may have unique insights and perspectives. They may have a lot of education under their belt, which you find very intimidating, or I'm sort of getting the idea of like they're very scholarly, or like there's something about them where maybe you feel less than on an intellectual level, but I don't think you need to. They certainly don't look at you like that, so I'm not sure why you're putting that sort of unfair pressure on yourself, like, and it's funny, I am sort of hearing like I'm not smart enough, like they know everything, and like that's not a thing. You're making it a thing. So trust that you are good enough and you offer a lot to this relationship, and you finally found someone who, you know, treats you right and values you, and so you deserve this kind of love. There is some conflict or conflicting energy with a maternal figure. I don't know if it's your mother or this person's mother or mother-in-law. It could even be maybe a grandmother. Something about superficiality or like glitz and glamour or money. It could be something wrapped up in that. I'm kind of looking at the Chariot card coming up here. It's something that it's like, it's a little bit hidden, but it's an area that's either self-sabotagey or something that it's not necessarily going to yield a lot of success in this relationship. So it may have to do with distancing yourself from a mother figure, or understanding that your mother's path, whether that was good or bad, or I don't even think you can put good or bad on it, whether it was positive or negative experience in your shoes, you have the choice. You don't have to follow that path that, you know, she set for you or that she's putting pressure on you to do. This is your own life, and, you know, you need to lead it as you see fit. I mean, I see big steps in commitment for a lot of my Libras. You have Mars coming through in your first house in September, which also rules your 7th house of long-term partnerships and relationships. There's also a full moon happening in Aries. Let's see, when is the full moon? I think it's the very end of September. I want to say it's like September 28th or 29th. So big culminations in the arena of romantic relationships. Certainly that doesn't mean marriage for all of you, but some sort of significant milestone. It could be a big anniversary. It could be a lot of things, and especially in terms of partnerships too, this may be happening in a more like career focused path. But make sure that you're living the life that you want and that you envision, not something that someone else has told you should desire or should want. Because that's what I mean. There's like a difference of opinion and like expectation versus reality. There's kind of like a need to sort of go through that and kind of give yourself a reality check of, is this what I truly want? And maybe some of you don't, right? I'm not saying that just because the tarot cards say so that you need to up and get married or become committed to this person if that's not what's in your heart. Again, High Priestess is very much what is in your heart. What does your intuition tell you? That being said, if you are looking for partnership or long-term commitment, it looks fabulous to me. I'm trying to see what else I can tell you. The color purple is significant for some of you. It's funny, I feel like I said that in someone else's reading last time around. I wish I could remember who it is, but I honestly don't know. And something about children or... Yes, the idea of having children might be at play here. There could be a difficulty having children, or that might be a sore topic for you. I'm sort of getting the idea of like the universe is telling me like it's a little bit sensitive, like lay off. So there's some issue that is more, it's sort of a psychological thing or something to do with fear, or again, sort of having a challenging time with children, or I'm not exactly sure what that is, but that might be some sort of consideration in how you choose to move forward with this person. There might need to be some sort of conversation about that. Maybe somebody wants children and the other person doesn't. Maybe someone isn't able to get pregnant and there's that news needs to be discussed or shared. I don't see that as making or breaking this relationship, but I do see it as like an honest and open conversation that needs to be had. And I do sense that some of you feel like guilt or shame about that, and you don't need to. The universe is telling me like you have a lot going for you. It's like your wounding is your superpower in a sense too. So don't misjudge that. Don't write that off as a weakness, because you bring so much to the table that that's not going to be a hindrance for this person, the way I see it. All right, let's look a little bit more in terms of money and career. So let's see. I feel like some of you need to take some important or significant risk in the coming weeks. Maybe it's speaking up to say something that needs to be said. It could be just kind of gathering up your gumption and confidence to give some sort of project or presentation to a group. Some of you may be giving a speech or a lecture or something of that kind. Yeah, it's almost like speaking up regarding something that everybody has been very silent about. There could be some, this is so random, but there may have been some major change up at your company or what you work for, especially technologically, like they rolled out a new app or a new program, and it's like everybody hates it and it's not working, and it's like the giant elephant in the room that nobody wants to address. Some of my Libras, because you have such tact and diplomacy, it's almost like the troops are gathering, or the troops are kind of rallying you up to sort of speak for the group, like in a presentable way of like, here are our concerns or here are our issues. I think I gave Leo a very similar reading about sort of needing to rally the troops and, address the injustice. I don't know if it's like injustice per se, but things could be a lot stronger if certain changes were made. And I feel like you have the, what is that expression? Like the iron fist and the velvet glove. Like you'll deliver it in a nice way, but you pack a lot of punch with what you say. So I do see that happening in career or work related things. Honestly, your status at work or your reputation, however you want to say it, it's coming through as very strong in this reading. So either you're getting recognized or there's just steady and consistent progress. If anything, you're probably overdue to take a vacation or take some time off. Yeah, I see you like denying yourself the pleasure of a trip away. And it's probably because you're very committed, but use those vacation days, use the PTO, whatever you have, or even if you don't have it, it's good to, give yourself a mental health day, a leisure day, a day at the spa, a day in bed reading a book, whatever it is that, you find you deem relaxing. Especially putting time and effort into partnerships. Again, I see that being very successful, but I think there's a chance for more of that to grow. And address like a long-standing issue with your partner. I hate to go back to the romance thing, but I am getting just the idea of some sort of long-held wound that, again, it doesn't literally have to be like a physical wound or a deformity or anything like that. For some of you, I suppose that's possible. For a lot of you, it's like a psychological wound. And if it's not on your end, it's with your partner, something that needs to be addressed and just to like clear the air. And I think afterwards, you both are going to feel so much better. It's like you can finally breathe again, because it's like you've talked about that thing that you thought you could never talk about that makes you feel so sensitive and vulnerable. I would definitely spend time with your person, because that's going to kind of unravel itself, I think, in a good way. And again, I keep going back to the idea of a mother or motherhood or something to do with that. I don't predict anything scary by any means, but possibly something in the past regarding like a car accident too. I'm not sure what that is, but again, I never set the intention of like fear-based stuff. So if that doesn't make sense to you, then just let it go. That's fine. I wouldn't predict something scary like that, but yeah, there might be something in the past where someone had a very significant moment in a car accident and lost some capability. There could have been like alcoholism and somebody lost their license. I don't know. There could be something like that in someone's past where it's like that skeleton in the closet that always rears its head at a bad moment, and it makes this person kind of go inward, when really it's like that's the stuff that needs to be put a spotlight on or needs to be addressed, because it's ultimately going to help them heal, whoever that is. Okay, that's really why I bring it up. Yeah, you seem to have your options, or sometimes I hear myself and I sound like an idiot. Just something at work, you have a big decision or a big choice to make. It's possible that, yeah, there's some recognition or trophy or award, or I don't know. You do seem to be in the spotlight and gaining a lot of attention for your hard work. Something about a beauty contest or like I don't know what that is, Libra. I know that's not going to make sense to like 90% of you out there, but some of you are, okay, for some of you it's like a charity or like a ball, or like you're raising money or funds, and there's something to do with like, I don't know, like, I don't know if it's a runway or like a fashion show, or it could even be sort of like that auctioning off, like I'm thinking of the movie Groundhog's Day, where they auction off like the dates, but like the money you put up goes to a certain fund. It's something like that, and you seem to be participating in it, and you do seem to be raising a lot of money. And to be honest, I think you actually enjoy it. I'm getting so many messages that in my head are not connected, so I'm not totally sure what to do with them all. But I don't know, that might make sense to some of you. You might be raising funds for your children as well. I don't know if it's like for Girl Scouts or some trip that your children are taking, but you seem to be fundraising, some of you, successfully too. There could be some sort of long distance trip or travel that you're trying to raise money for. And if it doesn't have to do with like auctioning things off, or again like that, like the fashion show thing, I don't know, selling goods, I don't know if it's selling candy bars or whatever it is, that's a message for some of you. It seems to be successful. So if you haven't thought of doing that, maybe you can incorporate that. Maybe that's going to help solve a problem or something like that. You don't have a lot of pentacles here, but you do have very strong cards. So in terms of money, watch your, I've been saying this to every sign, I think, because Jupiter is making some helpful but also tricky aspects in the month of September. Just be cognizant of your spending and not putting funds where they don't belong, or mindless spending money on things that, just aren't warranted, things you don't necessarily need. I think you'll be happy if you're able to save a few bucks, because you can put it towards something like a wedding or a big party, or I don't know, a significant move in the future. Some of you need to have your car looked at. I definitely see car repairs costing some of you guys money, possibly unexpected ones, or it could even be expected, but it's like the timing of it is challenging. So you're going to be happy that you saved up some money to put towards that car. Some of you might be buying a new car too. If that's the case, it might be kind of a surprise. So I guess I ruined the surprise, but it's something about needing a car, and it might just be sort of because, your car finally, kick the bucket, and so you're like, well, I guess we need a new car. Yeah, the timing of it is odd. I just keep getting that. Some of you are like archiving old family photos or family films, like old home movies. I'm not sure why that's coming up. Maybe it's for like a photo presentation, or maybe you're showing like a slideshow at a wedding or something like that, a significant event. Digitizing old photos or media that you have. I see that. I don't know why that's significant, but I guess anything goes in these readings, right? Let's see. What is this about? Some of you, it feels like you have a friend who's a taker but not a giver. It's like I said something really similar to Leo, I think, where it's like, you're always paying for lunch when you guys get together, or I don't know, your friend seems like they have money, but they're, what is that expression? Like their arm reaches short when, they go to pay. It's like they always let you cover them. And I think the universe is saying, like, a gentle reminder that, like, yeah, you got to cut that out, because this, you can't be footing the bill every time. And again, I said something really similar to Leo, so it might involve a Leo. I don't know who's who, but So if it's you, just be aware that your Leo friend can't pay for you all the time, even if they want to. There should be healthy boundaries and, give and take, right? Equality in the friendship or the relationship, whatever it is. Something about a pink dress is significant in the month of September. I don't know what that is, bridesmaids dresses or just a fancy dress, or maybe it's just a fun summer dress you're treating yourself to or buying. Something about a pink dress. Pretty in pink. Did I say that in your last reading? I feel like I did. A lot of similar messages are coming through, so there must be something to that. I'm going to take that as my cue to give you a oracle card. We'll wrap it up. What else? What else can I share with Libra in the month of September for my Libra Sun, Moon, Rising, Venus signs for Libra? Is there a certain card? We'll do this one. Why not? Anxiety, 18. Let's see. I'm going to read from the book. Anxiety. It's funny because I don't see that really here at all. You don't really have any of my scary sword cards. So maybe this isn't you. Maybe this is someone in your network or in your life. We'll see. Worry or distress. The woman on this card is filled with anxiety, worrying about something that causes her a great deal of discomfort. Receiving this card upright may indicate that you're experiencing a time of increased stress, perhaps even a situation that you find yourself brooding about much of the time. However, if you'll notice the scene outside the window, the storm is distant and perhaps even moving away. Whatever is going on in this card, it is telling you to release the worry and let yourself relax. Oh, that's a nice message. Brooding and fretting will never solve things, so trust yourself and trust the process. When you live with a relaxed heart and mind, you're far more likely to receive the solutions that you seek. Okay, so we did touch upon maybe some conversations that need to be had possibly with a partner, right? But yeah, the worst part is over. It's like moving through anxiety. And then I'm going to do a crystal card. I've been doing these for everybody else. So for those who are into crystals for healing, what energy wants to come through in Libra's reading? What could be helpful to my Libras in the month of September? For Libra. Sapphire, peace and protection. All right. Although it comes in many colors, sapphires are usually thought of as a deep blue. The very darkest, almost black stones are called inky, while the paler stones are referred to as water sapphires. Sapphires associated with the month of September, how fitting, and the astrological sign of Virgo and Taurus, a lucky stone for anyone born in autumn. So that's some of my Libras, right? And then let's see, consider using this gem of the soul, the sapphire, as a stone of spiritual awakening and inner peace. It sharpens the mind and senses and guards against melancholy. The sapphire will open barred doors, remove blockages of the spirit, and bring more peace than any other gem. All right, Libra, that's what I got for you for the month of September. Please remember to like, share, subscribe, and I will see you very soon for more tarot. Bye, guys.